It's a gray morning, 40,000 years ago, and you are being watched. You don't know it yet. You're crouched at the edge of a tree line, with a stone-tipped spear and a handful of others, tracking a herd across the frost. You've told yourself the story every human tells, that you're the clever one, the hunter, the animal, nothing else on this landscape wants to tangle with. But out here, that story isn't true yet. Something has been following your scent since before first light, patient, silent, and far better at this than you are. It isn't afraid of your fire. It isn't afraid of your shouting, and it has already decided you are the smaller animal. For most of human history, we were not the top of the food chain. These are 6 Ice Age predators that hunted us, and the ones at the top sometimes won. We like to picture our ancestors as conquerors, spreading across the earth, taming every landscape they touched. But the humans who walked into the Ice Age didn't arrive as apex predators. They arrived as prey, into a world already ruled by animals bigger, faster, and hungrier than anything alive today. Over the next 10 minutes, we're counting down 6 of them. From a pack hunter that dragged human bones into its den, to the 2,000-pound monster at number 1 that may have kept our species out of an entire continent. Stay to the end, because the higher up this list you go, the closer these animals came to erasing us before our story ever really began. Here's the uncomfortable truth buried in the fossil record. In the caves where early humans sheltered, we don't just find human tools, we find human bones, cracked, gnawed, and scattered among the remains of the animals that ate them. For tens of thousands of years, being human meant being on the menu. So let's meet the hunters. Number 6. Forget the nervous scavenger you picture today. The Ice Age cave hyena was a bigger, heavier animal, up to 200 pounds of muscle and bone-crushing jaw, and it hunted in coordinated packs across Europe and Asia. And here's the detail that should unsettle you. In cave after cave, archaeologists have found the same thing. Piles of bones dragged into hyena dens. The bones of horses, of deer, of bison, and mixed in among them, the gnawed remains of early humans and Neanderthals. These animals didn't just compete with us for shelter. They treated us as food, hauling our dead, and very possibly our living, back to feed their young. A hyena's bite can crush bone to get at the marrow inside. To a pack of them, a lone human at night wasn't a threat. It was a meal that hadn't finished walking yet, but at least the hyena hunted on the ground. The next predator came from a direction our ancestors could never watch. At number 5, on the islands of New Zealand, evolution built the largest eagle that has ever existed, and it may have hunted people from the sky. Haast's eagle weighed up to 15 kilograms, with a wingspan approaching 3 meters, and talons the size of a tiger's claws. It evolved to kill the moa, giant flightless birds twice a human's height, by striking at speed and driving those talons through bone. And when the first Polynesian settlers arrived, they walked into that eagle's hunting grounds. In Maori oral tradition, a monstrous bird called the puakai swooped down from the mountains and carried off people, even children. For a long time, scientists dismissed that as pure legend. Then they looked closer at the eagle's grip strength and strike force, and realized a bird this powerful was entirely capable of killing an adult human. The legend wasn't a myth. It was a memory of a time when death could come out of a clear sky, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. The eagle struck from above. The next hunter looked you dead in the eye. Number 4 is a saber-tooth, but not the one you're thinking of. Homotherium, the scimitar-toothed cat, had shorter, serrated fangs, built for slicing, long lion-like front legs built for endurance, and it ranged across Europe, Asia, and North America, the exact same landscapes as early humans. In one German cave, researchers found the remains of dozens of young mammoths, alongside Homotherium bones, evidence of a cat that hunted the largest animals on Earth and dragged the kills home. An animal with that much power, sharing the tundra with small bands of humans, was not something you competed with. It was something you prayed never noticed you. And Homotherium may have hunted in groups, which means our ancestors weren't just facing one of these cats. They were facing a coordinated pride of them, on open ground, with nowhere to hide. On its own, a big cat is terrifying. In a pack, it's a strategy. And the next predator turned the pack into an art form. Number 3 ruled Ice Age North America in numbers. The dire wolf. Heavier and stronger than any wolf alive today, roughly 150 pounds, with a bite force built to crush bone and bring down prey far larger than itself. On its own, a dire wolf was dangerous, but dire wolves didn't hunt alone. They moved in large, coordinated packs, and when the first humans crossed into the Americas, they walked straight into wolf country. Picture it from your ancestors' side, a small group, exhausted, low on food, and around them in the dark, a dozen sets of eyes moving in perfect silence, testing, circling, waiting for one of you to fall behind. You could kill one with a spear, maybe two. But a pack doesn't fight you head-on. It waits for the cold, the injury, the mistake. For early humans on that continent, the dire wolf wasn't a single enemy. It was the feeling of never being alone in the dark. And yet, the pack still wasn't the deadliest cat out there. Number 2 hunted alone, and it didn't need help. Number 2 is the animal our ancestors feared enough to paint on cave walls. The cave lion was larger than any lion alive today, a quarter-ton apex predator that ruled the Ice Age from Europe deep into Asia and beyond. We know they terrified early humans, because early humans left us a record of that fear. In the Chauvet cave in France, among the oldest art on Earth, our ancestors drew cave lions again and again, hunting, stalking, staring back out of the rock. You don't obsessively draw an animal that ignores you. You draw the thing that hunts you. A cave lion could kill a human in a single strike, and unlike the pack hunters, it didn't announce itself. It stalked. It waited. It picked its moment. To a Neanderthal, or an early modern human huddled at the mouth of a cave, the greatest danger in the world wasn't the cold or the hunger. It was the possibility that the darkness, a few feet away, was already looking back. But the cave lion, for all its power, wasn't the biggest thing hunting us. Number 1 stood 12 feet tall. Number 1 is the animal that may have kept our entire species out of a continent. The giant short-faced bear weighed close to 2,000 pounds and stood as high as 12 feet on its hind legs, tall enough to look over the roof of a house, with legs built not to lumber, but to run. We've made an entire video on this monster. It's on screen now, but here's why it tops this list. When the first humans reached North America, they may have found this bear already waiting. A predator this large, this aggressive, and this willing to take food by force would have made the open plains a death sentence for a small band of people. Every carcass you tried to scavenge, every animal you tried to hunt, you risked meeting him at it. There's a serious scientific theory that this bear helped delay the human settlement of the Americas by thousands of years, that our species stood at the edge of a new world and, for a time, could not get past the thing guarding it. A stone spear was barely an inconvenience to 2,000 pounds of bear that felt no fear. For a while, at the top of the food chain in an entire hemisphere, the answer to who ruled here wasn't us, it was him. We tell ourselves that humans were always the hunters. For a long, cold chapter of our history, we weren't. We were the prey, hunted from the ground, from the shadows, and from the sky, by animals that saw us not as rivals, but as food. That we survived at all isn't a story of dominance. It's a story of barely getting through. Every one of these hunters is gone now. But their bones, and ours, cracked and scattered in the same caves. Remember a world where we were not in charge. This is Frozen Giants. If you want to meet the 2,000-pound bear that ruled number 1, that full video is on your screen right now. I'll see you in the ice.